KCAL9 meteorologist Evelyn Taft.
Well, Sharon, thank you. Yeah, it's getting hot out there. It's still getting hot as we head into the next couple of days. And we do have some, well, warnings to talk about to our east. That heat warning for the majority of the Southland, the good news, it has expired. And yes, that means it could potentially be cooler over the next couple of days, but not cool by any stretch of imagination. There is still an excessive heat warning over the KCAL Valley and to our north as well over Kern County, closer to Bakersfield. But right here at home again, we're done with the warnings and advisories at this point. Still a little bit of moisture out there, but no severe thunderstorm cells, even though earlier today we did see that. We even saw a severe thunderstorm warning earlier this afternoon as lightning strikes started to come down. You'll see right here temperatures currently in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 81 in Valencia, 95 in Palmdale, 82 right now. That's for Downey, 71 in Palos Verdes, and over to Laguna Beach. We're currently at 90 degrees. I will tell you this weekend, though, still a hot one. I'll tell you how hot and when exactly we're really going to start to cool down. That's coming up in a little bit. Back to you.
All right.
Yeah, what a hot day again today. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was HOT hot.
HOT hot.
It's because I said hot so many times I don't want to say hot, so I'm just saying HOT.
Like it has no effect anymore.
There we go.
So it's going to cool down to what, like 102 maybe?
Right? 103. Oh, okay. Yeah, how about that?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Oh.
Okay.
Really? It's going to be hot out there. Yes, it's going to cool down. We're going from like 109 to, yeah, about 103, 104. It's cooler. Counts, right? Does count for something as we head into next week. Temperature-wise, pretty impressive. A warm night, one of my personal favorites. About a hot day, you always get a warm night. 82 degrees. That's right here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City. We're still looking at a few drops out there, but nothing severe at this point since it has cooled down a bit. The excessive heat warning for the Southland has expired with the exception of the KCAL Valley and to our north over Kern County. We're still looking at that warning in effect. You'll see Valencia, you're currently at 81. 81 in Downey, over to PV, 71 for you. 92 in Riverside, and as we head back over to Malibu, you're at 69 degrees, so a little cooler for us this evening. Very hot temperatures today. In fact, we set records across the board. Woodland Hills, you tied a record at 106. Lancaster, you broke a record at 109. Sandburg, 99. Palmdale, 109. Paso, 110. That's Paso Robles up on the Central Coast. Broke a record of 109. So pretty impressive earlier today. We had plenty of records. Didn't break a record or set a record in downtown, but you did get up to 89 and you were, well above average for this time of year. Record numbers about 99 degrees. Didn't get anywhere close to that. Over the next 24 hours, we're looking at more 60s, 70s in the morning hours. By the afternoon, we're up into the 80s under plenty of sunshine, and that's going to be for downtown. So technically we will be a couple degrees cooler. Santa Monica getting up to 77, Anaheim 89, Palmdale 107, Riverside 101, and Woodland Hills you're getting up to about 105 as we head into tomorrow afternoon. So today we were talking numbers like 108, 109. So technically, yes, it's cooler out there, but we still have more cooling to go. And as we get a look at your 5-day forecast, you will notice a difference. The valleys in the Inland Empire in the triple digits by Tuesday. We're out of the triple digits. We're flirting with 100. And then by Wednesday, a little cooler. We're at about 98 degrees. As we get a look at one more 5-day forecast for you this evening, you're going to see right here for the Basin and for Orange County, 80s. And pretty much keeping things in the 80s all week, but we're reintroducing rather, a little bit of cloud cover out there. And we are technically keeping temperatures below average as we head into your Tuesday and as we head into your Wednesday. Sharon and Lena, back to you.
Anything with an 8 in front of it, as I've said before, I'm happy with.
Yes, exactly. See, you're really stopping to smell the roses. Yeah. That's what we would say.
Oh, yeah. The jasmine. Because
jasmine.
Outside of this building, you guys, it smells, all of you at home, you don't know this, but it smells so good.
Oh,
when they bloom.
Yes, it's the best. It's the best. We love that. So, you know, it's a perfect night out there. At least I think so. I love warm nights. That's one of my favorite things. So we got through the heat of the day, and now, well, our reward is a warm night. We're at 81 degrees, and yes, that's right here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City. As we get a look outside this evening, you're going to see a lot of people out and about on the pier tonight. It is Friday night. It is gorgeous at the beach. In fact, we're in the upper 60s and 70s all along the coast. As we head to Downey, we're at 81 degrees. Valencia at 81, and Riverside, you're currently at 91. 81 degrees. As we get a look at radar right here, you're going to see just a little bit of moisture out there. Other than that, an excessive heat warning still in effect over the KCAL Valley and over Kern County, but mostly we're done with any warnings and advisories, at least at this point. Woodland Hills, you tied a record today at 106, Lancaster 109, Sandburg 99, Palmdale 109, and Paso Robles up on the Central Coast. You beat a record and got up to 110 degrees. Very impressive numbers for us earlier today. So the heat does continue. We're going to continue to see above average temperatures. Isolated thunderstorms still a potential in the forecast, and we are expecting some cooling ahead. As we head into the next couple of days, a little bit of cooling, but we're really going to start to feel it later in the week. You'll see 60s, 70s, and by the afternoon, we are up to the 80s. That's 86 degrees. That's going to be for downtown tomorrow. Santa Monica, 77. We're still above average, but we are shedding a few degrees. 107 in Palmdale and Woodland Hills, 105. Lena, Sharon, back to you. A story just the other day about people doing Bikram yoga.
That's
which
right,
is hot
yeah.
yoga. It's 110 degrees
And
in the
swear
room.
by it.
Yeah.
It'll cool them down.
It's a very cool, I like Bikram. And you know, they do have those classes all over. I was just telling Sharon, I took one at Runyon before outside. Very cool. So it might be a little toasty for some of us, but we are expecting a bit of a cool down over the next few days. As we get a look at LAX this evening, we are dealing with very mild conditions at the coast. You're going to see 60s and 70s. 69 in Malibu, PV at 73, over to Laguna Beach, you're at 79. And as we head over to Downey, 81 degrees for you right now. A little bit of moisture out there, but other than that, no thunderstorms to speak of. We did see them earlier today, and we did see an excessive heat warning, but it did expire just over the KCAL Valley. We're still seeing it, and over Kern County as well, closer to Bakersfield. But here at home, we're finally starting to cool down a little bit. It's not going to be too cool, but it will be cooler than today. Woodland Hills, you tied a record today at 106, Lancaster 109, Sandburg 99, Palmdale 109, and Paso Robles got up to 110. That's up on the... Yeah, it is a cool down technically, right? We are expecting more cooling eventually on the way. A little cooler this weekend as we get a look from our Mount Wilson camera overlooking the basin, and a great shot of downtown for us this evening. It's clear, and more importantly, it's still very warm out there. We're at 78 degrees, and that's right here at the broadcast center in Studio City. Temperatures right now in the 60s, 70s, 80s, a few 90s, 95 still in Palmdale. Actually broke a record there earlier. We'll have those in a minute. 75 in Downey, and Palos Verdes at 69 degrees, Malibu in the 60s. A little bit of moisture left over out there, no thunderstorms, and that heat warning expired for us. Looks like there's still a heat warning in effect to the north over Kern County, and the KCAL Valley also dealing with that heat warning, so still pretty hot there. Still hot here, but not as hot as today. We got up to 106 today in Woodland Hills, and yes, we tied a record there. Lancaster set a record at 109, Sandburg 99, Palmdale 109, and Paso Robles 110 degrees up on the Central Coast. Broke a record there. So hot temperatures continue. We're going to stay above average this weekend. We're shedding a degree or two, but it may not make a big difference, especially inland. Still a chance of an isolated thunderstorm or two with more cooling ahead. And with that, I want to show you your 5-day forecast, and you're going to see right here we are looking at, well, a pretty warm forecast. In fact, still downright hot through Monday, and then we'll start to feel a difference, at least temperature-wise, as we head into your Tuesday and as we head into your Wednesday as well. As we get a look at one more 5-day forecast for the Basin and for Orange County, 80s pretty much all week long. We're above average. Once we get to the mid and lower 80s, well, we're eventually going to be below average. We're going to show you what it looks like at the coast coming up in just a little bit. Lena and Sylvia, back to you.
Too insignificant, Evelyn.
I know, right? It's going to be cooler, but the question is, will you feel it? Well, hopefully you will, because I know a lot of you want some of that relief. So as we get a look outside right now, we're getting a look, well, from Long Beach. And as we do, you're going to see pretty nice conditions out there. That possibility continues into tomorrow afternoon, but right now, nice and calm out there and nice and mild as well. We're in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's 94 in Palmdale, 83 in Valencia, over to Downey, 76 degrees, Malibu 67, Laguna Beach at 72, and Riverside, you're still at a very toasty 90 degrees. A little bit of moisture left over out there, but no severe storms at the moment. Could potentially see a few brew as we head to tomorrow afternoon. Heat warnings essentially out of the forecast at this point, with the exception of the KCAL Valley, and we are looking at some heat warnings to our north in Kern County. Woodland Hills, you tied a record temperature-wise today at 106, Lancaster 109, Sandburg 99, Palmdale 109 broke a record, and Paso Robles broke a record at a whopping 110 degrees. So the hot temperatures continue. Even though we're technically cooling it down over the next couple of days, we are still looking at above average temperatures, a chance of isolated thunderstorms for the mountains and the high desert, and yes, a little bit of cooling ahead in our forecast. Over the next 24 hours, 60s, 70s, and 80s. That's going to be for the basin. 86 in downtown, Palmdale 107. Woodland Hills, you got up to 106 today. You're getting up to about 105 tomorrow. So technically, that is cooler, right? All right, well, for the basin in Orange County, 80s pretty much lasting all week long. But by the end of the week, a little more cloud cover in low 80s. And here's the forecast for the coast, as we promised. Upper 70s turning to mid 70s, eventually turning to low 70s later in the work week. Lena and Sylvia, back to you.
All right, Evelyn.
And temperatures still heating up for the weekend. When will it finally cool down significantly? We'll have the answers coming up.
Well, we are not getting any rainfall at all. We are very dry, but at least the temperatures are beginning to move in the right direction.
Exactly. Temperatures are starting to shift a little bit, starting to take it back a step, which is kind of nice.
We'll take it.
Yeah, so I know, right? We need it. So every degree we could get, but we're talking the other direction, not this direction, but that direction. And that's the way things are going as we head toward the weekend. And we did see a few isolated thunderstorms over the mountains, but places like the basin didn't see anything of the sort. You'll see right here pretty mild conditions, 74 in Downey, 84 in Valencia. As we head over to Palmdale, 93, and Riverside, 89 degrees. You'll see just a few spots left over moisture-wise over the mountains, but really not a lot to write home about. Much calmer, and again, there's that heat warning that has expired. We're just looking at an excessive heat warning to our north, and also one left over for the KCAL Valley. But other than that, again, we're really not looking at any warnings or advisories. So things are starting to calm down a little bit. Woodland Hills, you tied a record today at 106. Lancaster 109. Sandburg 99. Palmdale 109. And Paso Robles, you got up to 110 degrees. So those are all records. Woodland Hills, you tied a record. Everybody else broke a record there. The hot temperatures continuing, above average temperatures. Isolated thunderstorms in the mix, possibly for the mountains and the high desert tomorrow. But other than that, much drier and a little cooler, with more cooling in store as we head into the next few days. Let's get a look at that 5-day forecast for the valleys and the Inland Empire. We're talking 105, then 103, and keeping things much the same through your Monday. Then by your Tuesday, a little cooler. By your Wednesday, even cooler. And one more 5-day forecast for you, the basin in Orange County, 80s turning to mid 80s, and by next week, low 80s. So actually, we're going from above average to below average. It's about time. Lena and Sylvia, back to you.
All right, Evelyn, thank you.
Sharon, we could get more, well, record-breaking heat this weekend, but it doesn't look to be as likely as what we saw today in the last couple of days, maybe a little cooler. That heat warning expired for the majority of the Southland, but it is still in effect for spots like the KCAL Valley and to our north up in Kern County. That's in effect until 8 p.m., and that's 8 p.m. tomorrow. That's Saturday night. Other than that, though, we're finally getting just a little bit of relief out there. We'll tell you exactly how much and when we're really going to start to feel a difference. That's coming up in a minute, but do want to show you conditions outside right now. 91 in Palmdale, 80 in Valencia, 74 in Downey. As we head over to Malibu, that's one of our cooler spots this evening at 66 degrees. We're going to have the rest of that weekend forecast and your forecast for next week coming up in just a little bit. Back to you. And temperatures maybe finally cooling down. We'll have that full forecast coming right up.
And here's what's hot on.
That's my favorite part about having these really hot days. They're pretty tough to handle, but once nighttime rolls around and we're in the 70s, that's when it really starts to feel like vacation, right? 76 degrees, that's the temperature right here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City. As we get a look at Long Beach tonight, it's pretty mild for you as well, still in the 70s and upper 60s at the coast. You'll see that right here as we get a look at current conditions, 60s and 70s. Once we head into the IE, a little warmer, 87 right now in Riverside, and in the high desert Palmdale, you're currently at 90 degrees. We set several records. We actually tied a record, to be exact, for Woodland Hills at 106. Everybody else here breaking a record, Lancaster 109, Palmdale, same thing goes. Sandburg 99 earlier today, and there's a chance we could break a couple more, even though temperatures will start to slide just a little bit, getting a little cooler, but still above average all weekend long. The hot temperatures are continuing, maybe a chance of a pop-up isolated thunderstorm in the mountains and possibly the high desert, and possibly a little bit of cooling ahead. Over the next 24 hours, 60s, 70s, and 80s by the afternoon, 86 degrees. That's going to be for downtown. Anaheim 89, Palmdale 107, Riverside 101, and Woodland Hills, you're getting up to about 105. So technically you're a little cooler, but you're still pretty hot. For the valleys in the Inland Empire, especially triple-digit heat lasting through your Monday. Not really getting a real break until we head into your Tuesday and into your Wednesday, just a little cooler for you. For the basin in Orange County, 80s turning to low 80s in the middle of the week. And as we get a look at one more 5-day forecast for the coast, you're going to see right here upper 70s turning to mid 70s, getting just a little cooler by your Tuesday, and by your Wednesday, low 70s and low cloud cover in the forecast as well. So we're keeping it warm all around, even hot inland. But again, getting a little cooler this weekend, but really not feeling a huge difference until we head into next week. Back to you.
All right, Ev.